Hi, I'm Nikhil Bajikar, and if you've ever felt like strategy has become too loud, too rigid, too obsessed with control, you're not alone. Because I've been wondering something that's quietly disruptive. What if strategy is just listening in disguise? Let's talk about it. We've made strategy a performance. Charts, metrics, frameworks, models, 1,000 arrows all pointing to more. More precision, more control, more predictability. But what if real strategy whispers? What if it doesn't start with control, but with the courage to become quiet enough to hear what's already waiting underneath? Stillness. It's the forgotten strategic technology. Some of the most powerful leaders I've worked with don't rush decisions. They wait. They pause long enough to feel the texture of what's happening, not just the facts, because they understand. Strategy isn't just about response, it's resonance, not just logic, but listening to what the moment is actually asking. We've called it intuition, gut instinct, executive judgment. But maybe it's none of those. Maybe it's soul memory, the part of us that's already lived this question before. The kind of wisdom that doesn't scream. It only speaks when the ego finally stops interrupting. Let me share something real. I once had a major decision to make, a big expansion, and all the numbers backed it. Everything looked right, but I sat with it, and I realized the timing was off. The soil wasn't ready, and my energy, it was anxious, not aligned, so I waited. 6 weeks later, the same opportunity returned, but this time, cleaner, simpler, no friction. I didn't outsmart the market. I just finally heard myself clearly. Today we're building systems that can predict behavior at scale, but even AI has to be trained on data it doesn't fully understand. Humans, we can do something far deeper. We can sit in mystery. We can listen without labeling. We can act not from fear, but from stillness. That's a strategic superpower no algorithm can replicate. Real strategy isn't a plan, it's a prayer, a quiet invitation that you are finally ready to listen to the life that wants to happen through you. In the end, strategy isn't about controlling the moment. It's about influencing the unfolding by becoming still enough to let what's true move through you. So here's the question. What if your next boldest move wasn't an action, but a moment of stillness? And what if that was the most strategic decision you could ever make?